We're going to rebuild Manchester United. God, we're going to be here all night.
Why are we
We need Bob the Builder for this, don't we?
I'll tell you what we need. We need a magic sponge because everyone's injured.
We're going to be here all
We need
night.
to make sure people don't get injured.
Respectfully, can you stop going on about the injuries?
Respectfully,
It's boring.
how do you want me to stop going on about
boring,
the injuries?
innit?
It's something that's a fact.
Yeah, but Liverpool got injuries.
And
Spurs have got loads of injuries. We've all got injuries.
No, because Spurs fans and
Chelsea got
Newcastle fans
injuries.
running around, we got loads of injuries. Bro,
You got.
if I tell you the players out,
Injuries,
just
yeah.
in this game, the last game, we had our full back line basically that won the Golden Glove for David
You
De
had a
Gea
£50
last
million
year.
right back and
At
Dalot
left
starting.
back.
Right, what we're going to do here, though, we're going to go through this squad and we're going to discuss who should stay and who should go and how many signings they need to compete for next season.
Jesus.
Okay, let's start with Andre Onana. Adam, do you think he should stay?
Andre Onana, I think, should stay. I don't think he's been particularly that bad. I think he's made mistakes, and most notably in the Champions League, but I think he has settled since. And I think when you look at, I know you hate stats, but when you look at the underlying stats, he's been an improvement under Gea, and there's still a lot to come. If we stop making him face 20 shots a game, he might actually look a lot
Are we
better.
doing this based on Man United where they should be as a perceived giant football club? Or are we doing it as the practicalities of a football club? You can't sell 25 players in a window. What are we doing?
No, we just
purely theoretical.
It's the theoretical
The
standards.
standards of Man United. Onana's nowhere near good enough to win a league title with Man United.
So Onana's gone. That's one gone. Altay Bayindir.
We've not seen anything else.
I've seen him
He might be the
play
best
one
deputy
game.
goalkeeper in the world, but we've never seen it.
Okay, so he can stay.
Well,
On default,
I don't know, no one
chance.
cares.
So he
Got to
can
give him a
stay.
chance.
Victor Lindelof, gone.
I think he's one of them that has to go, man. Even if you just look at the injury issues that we've had with him, like he picks up a lot of injuries.
Soft,
But
isn't he?
also he's been here for a long time, man, and we've not really got the player that we thought we were signing. So yeah, he has to go. But again, I think Lindelof's one of those that survives because of the practicality of you've got so many players you have to get rid of.
No one wants
and
them.
He might not be able to get rid of them all at once because you can't bring in 10 players.
No.
Harry Maguire.
Get him gone. He's also one of them that gets you a transfer fee, a decent transfer fee, I think, because he'll probably go to England and everyone will say he's been amazing for them. But
Is
Harry
it the
Maguire
time?
needs to go.
He actually does find a
He
move.
should have gone last summer. He needs to go.
But he wasn't happy with the wages, right? Do you think it happens this summer?
He has to go. Yeah, he has to go.
But do you think he'll be happy to? Do you know, he'll be.
If he's not
he'll
happy
get the
to
move
go,
he
then he's
wants.
an idiot.
Yeah, of course. He should have gone last summer.
Should have gone.
West Ham, come on.
Should have already be gone.
Martinez.
Harry Maguire go back to Leicester.
Yeah. West Ham still could be on the cards. Newcastle United.
I think he's
play for
better
them.
than less. I think he's better than the newly promoted team. I'm thinking, yeah,
Everton, Villa.
Everton, Villa.
We could get, if we tried to get Branthwaite from Everton,
Use him as
so
a
maybe
make
chuck
weight.
some money in there.
You get 5 million from Maguire and then have to bid 80 million anyway.
What about Lisandro Martinez? What's happening, everyone? I'm terribly sorry for interrupting your clip. I need to let you know that this clip is brought to you by Super 6. Thank you so much to the boys at Super 6 for partnering with us for this full season, and they are giving you the opportunity to win £250,000. All you need to do is click the link in the description, and if you predict 6 scores correctly, you will win £250,000. It is that simple. It doesn't cost you a penny. Just go into the description below, click the link, download the Super 6 app. It's totally free. And if you predict 6 football scores correctly, you will win £250,000. Just to let you know as well, we're going to be playing pitch side. It's going to be huge. It's me versus Theo Baker. It's Buvey versus Reeve. It's Adam versus Tom Garrett. Make sure that you're part of it. We would love to welcome you in. We're going to be doing it from the new den. Look forward to seeing you there. Ta-da.
Injuries have been his only problem this season. The one thing that gives me hope with him, they haven't all been like, injuries sustained on the training pitch when no one's around him. It's like someone landed on him and it was a clear. So I like Lisandro Martinez, and I think if he was fit, a lot of our problems in the defence aren't there.
My gut is he's not good enough.
No, he's good enough. He's good enough.
Gut is.
He's good enough.
What about Rafael Varane?
He's got to go. Similar to Casemiro. Also, a player, look, I get players are overplayed and stuff, but Varane is one of the most vocal players on coming out saying, we shouldn't be playing this many games. And with that being said,
He misses them all.
just get him out of there then. Because all right, we understand it's a problem for players playing this much football. But if you're overly vocal about it, that means you don't really want to play.
Yeah.
You don't want to be committed. So I think he's also someone, if you get some of the Saudi clubs on the blower, you probably get a few million for. It's sad, really, because I think he's an incredible player throughout his career. But yeah.
Do you know what is slightly problematic here? We have a lot of players to talk about. We're writing off a lot of players.
No, Varane is definitely going.
No, but what I'm saying is that so far we've discussed 7 players and we've said 6 need to leave.
Well, I didn't say Onana needs to leave.
Yeah,
I didn't say Altay Bayindir needs to leave.
No, that's
I said
that's the only one that needs to stay.
Lindelof, Maguire and Varane.
Bender's never kicked a ball for you lot.
Yeah, this is problematic.
It's weird
Johnny Evans
discussion.
obviously needs to leave.
Yeah, he'll be a coach or something. He shouldn't have been playing.
So Johnny Evans.
we need to apologise to Johnny Evans. The club needs to say, Johnny.
He's having a time of his life.
Or they
He
need
just
to
got
double his
relegated.
wage. Because you know what's funny, yeah? He probably would have come in on like a real 25 grand a week. You know, just like, because they know he's not going to play. And then he's been playing every game. They probably had to go, we need to bump your wages up, though. Because who knew you were going to play this many games? Yeah, he'll be a
So
coach.
Johnny Evans leaves. That's another one gone. Terrell Malacia.
I think he could stay. But
Keep him there.
Yeah.
it depends because his injuries kept him out all season, mate.
Yeah, Malacia can stay,
But
definitely.
I think he'd be like a backup at left back.
Tell you what, the next player that we're going to talk about, I know what Adam's going to say. I think this player is dreadful. I think he's dreadful.
average,
Every single time I watch him play, I think he's so woeful.
I think that's... I think-
Diogo Dalot.
He's got a bit of
Never-
technical
Diogo Dalot's
quality.
been one of our
He's got
better
technical
players.
quality, no doubt.
dreadful football.
I think it's been... Bro, okay, let's just look at the weekend. Did you really see anything from Saka? The weekend for people at home, Man United played Arsenal last 1-0.
He beat him once. That's it.
The goal.
Did Diogo Dalot against in the big games, especially against when he's playing against someone like Saka and everyone's like, oh, Saka's going to roast him. I think he did a good job on Salah in the league game as well. When you goes into those games, he usually comes out
Back up right back.
and he did it again. No, I think he can be
Yeah,
our
he's not a
starting right
star.
back.
What, for the highest level Man United side that you
You need
envision?
competition with him, but I think he could be one of two.
He's not even as good as Chelsea's second choice right back.
He starts for Chelsea.
He's not better than Reece James or Malo Gusto, is he?
Reece James is shredded wheat. He's better than Malo Gusto. Reece James is better than
He's
Diogo
really
Dalot.
not.
Gusto's better than Della.
Really,
I don't think
really
so.
not.
And I think if they swap shirts, used to be
I don't
saying
think
very different
I don't
things.
think they're
right
even that good, either of them. But
now. Luke Shaw, again,
gotta go.
I'd keep
guy's
him.
just injured all the time.
You've got to go. When you're that injured, you've got to.
I know it's a thing, yeah, but we've just said Malacia should stay because he's a young kid.
No,
did
but
well when he
Malacia is
came
young.
in.
Malacia is
He's
young.
just had 12 months off. He hasn't played.
But Malacia is young. Luke Shaw's injured.
And
How old
even
is
Tom
he?
Denard on Malacia.
How old's Luke Shaw? 29.
Luke Shaw's old.
He's probably about your right.
I'd just say I think you can.
Bro, also with Luke
gamble
Shaw, yeah,
with
there's
Shaw
been
and let
times
him-
with Luke Shaw. Maybe in the end we're going to have to keep him. But the truth of the matter is we need a long-term left back because the guy's either injured, 33% of the time he's injured, 33% of the time he's out of form, and 33% of the time he's one of the best left backs in the league. We can't have that.
He's also
rate.
going to be 29. By the time the season starts, he'll be 29 years old. I think you need a new left back. He isn't the guy.
I
is he?
think he stays and we get a left back. That's what I think happens.
So you get rid of Malacia then?
Maybe.
Yeah. One of the two has to leave for sure. I just think Shaw's got some
Aaron
ceiling
Wan-Bissaka
there.
is another one that
I
needs
think
to leave.
Wan-Bissaka will be gone.
You'll go to Palace.
Bit
back to
upset
Palace.
about that a little bit because I think if Man United if every position on this pitch we have two good players in, I think you can get away with your right backs being Diogo Dalot and Aaron Wan-Bissaka. The problem is we need to get rid of one of them because we probably need to raise some funds. Aaron Wan-Bissaka you can get some funds for because I don't think he's really a busted flush like some of the players that we've got. Like Aaron Wan-Bissaka still do the job, but he's just been playing at left back. I think it could be time for him because if we don't let him go now as well, you start to look at, do we need to give him a new contract? And are you going to let someone you bought for 50 mil go on a free, or do you just take 25, 30 now? Do you know what I mean?
It's a mess. How many
Bad
players are we
recruitment.
saying isn't good enough?
Bad recruitment.
Whatever happens now.
I think
next
Wan-Bissaka's
season,
kind of good enough.
But whatever happens now next season, obviously it's going to be impossible to get rid of all the players that we're
Yeah, it's
suggesting
not
they get rid of. It means you're going to be lumbered with some very average players who shouldn't be at the club. Whatever.
A lot of the good players that we've got have been injured all season. So it's just mad.
Amrabat will go, obviously.
Well, he's on loan.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're
So
not-
he goes.
He's a rubbish.
That's fine. He goes. Mason Mount will
Keep
stay.
him. I like Mason Mount. I think Mason Mount's a good player. He's just been injured a lot. If we can... Again, people are kind of blaming the fitness team and everyone at Old Trafford like for different issues with fitnesses and stuff. But yeah, I think Mason Mount's someone that you keep. And I think Mason Mount will prove to be a valuable player for Man United.
Yeah, and obviously Kobe Mainoo stays.
Kobe Mainoo, Bruno Fernandes all stay.
All stay. But then it's players like Christian Eriksen, Casemiro.
Ericsson we bought on a free, let him go.
I think he did all right.
Casemiro, you get 40 million for him, I think. From Saudi.
40?
From Saudi Arabia. There's
For Casemiro?
It's a talk, yeah. It's a talk. I mean,
You're not getting
we might not, but that's literally last
It's
week.
money
that's what
laundering.
he's been saying.
That's money laundering.
40. I mean, if you think about players that go for 40.
No, bro, you're looking at me like a mental. I know that's crazy. Especially when we bought him for 60. I think Man United would let him go free just to get
40?
his wages off the wage bill.
Dickinson's real deal is £4
I
down the back
promise
of
you,
a car
Manchester
boot.
United get 25
You
plus.
can't promise
Oh,
that. You can't promise that. You can't make promises you can't keep.
I think he'll go for free.
10 mil.
No one will.
Man United would let him go free
Yeah.
to get the wages off.
Yeah.
But we're going to get a transfer fee for him.
Time will
You
tell.
started with 40, now you're down to
Time
maybe
will
3.
tell. Will Scott McTominay be a Manchester United player
I
next year?
fucking hope not.
I'd keep him.
Yeah, you'd keep him because you want to see us in the mud for his life.
I think they need him. Where would you be without his goals this
Get
season?
him
You'd
out.
be relegated.
His goals paper over a lot of the cracks which are.
Anthony Martial will go.
His contract's
He's
expired.
got to go. Marcus Rashford has obviously got to go.
No, Marcus Rashford
What?
is the one of the few that you keep.
And, what?
Yeah.
Really?
I'm not one of these dickheads that get on Marcus Rashford's back. I see a lot of Man United
Maybe you
fans doing
should.
that.
But we said at the start of the video, this is a theoretical
I
Man
think he's had
United
a
back
bad
to the top.
I think he's had a bad season, but I think Marcus Rashford could play for many successful Man United.
Less
teams
goals than
over the
Mudryk.
year. This is a stat you've seen this year that I don't even think's true. I don't know how many goals.
No, it happened yesterday when Mudryk scored and Rashford didn't score. Obviously, he was injured, but Mudryk scored yesterday.
But I don't know how many goals he got in total.
got more than-
Adam, do you know what, to explore this, right? You know, if Manchester United are to regenerate a new Manchester United team, a new look, you're going to need to raise some funds. You're going to need to make some money.
Yeah, Marcus Rashford ain't no one.
Marcus Rashford would be your most prized asset because
the reason for that.
apart from Casemiro,
English
Reason
tax.
for that. Because he's our best player.
no.
Also, if you want to buy a left forward, Rashford scored 30 goals last season. He scored 20 plus goals 2 or 3 times prior as well. No one we could get. You're looking to buy a player that will do that. You're going to need to spend 80, 100 million.
Yeah.
you got Garnacho coming
Marcus
through on that
Rashford
side.
stays. Now, Marcus Rashford stays.
Okay, Rasmus Højlund.
Yeah, but we need a striker. We do need a striker. Højlund stays, though. But we need
Yeah,
a
I think
striker.
100%, yeah.
Ahmad Diallo.
I would like to keep him, but I think, you know, how you said raise funds. He's another team will look at and go, oh, he's a good talent, good player. Ten Hag hasn't used him much. I would keep him, but I wouldn't be surprised to see him get sold.
We've got Anthony.
I don't think you could give Anthony away. Unfortunately.
Someone in the Dutch league would take him.
I'd like to see us get rid of Anthony. Unless some Saudi owner likes him or something, I can't.
Is the contract too
Dutch
big,
league.
you think?
The Dutch league.
But he'll be on a big contract at Man United.
Or even
Must be
like-
on 5 years.
But he wouldn't, not wages wise. I don't think he's on big wages. Because he wasn't on big wages at Ajax.
Yeah.
He's on like 20, 30.
Well, do you know, obviously you want to keep Garnacho, but the interesting one, last player that we're going to discuss as well, Jadon Sancho.
Based off talent, you keep him. Based off being a dickhead that
Can you believe that he could
Refused-
potentially win a Champions League this year?
refused to turn up to training on time at times, you know, he started talking about, I care for Man United, I want to play and stuff, but then there was an easy way to resolve that. I mean, if you really wanted your spot off Anthony, it's easy to get him out of the team. I like Jadon Sancho as a player. I've defended him on this table so many times over the years. But for me, if Manchester United want to renew a culture and set a culture and set standards at the club, whether Ten Hag's there next season or not, Jadon Sancho cannot. You can't let players just go, I'll outlive this manager and I'll be there next year still. You can't let that precedent be set.
I kind of agree with you, but just to talk about it, is there something to be said and almost admire Jadon Sancho? He didn't apologise. He didn't back down. He stood.
He was wrong. He was turning up late.
He would believe. He would.
Also,
believe he
last
was right.
season, you got to remember, last season, Eric Ten Hag was basically his best buddy. Gave him 3 months off, gave him time, put his arm around him, gave him that encouragement to come. This isn't an Eric Ten Hag. Eric Ten Hag probably, I don't think he treated any of these players badly, but he probably treated Harry Maguire worse or Cristiano Ronaldo worse.
Definitely
so who's
Ronaldo.
Jadon Sancho to go, you're not picking me up? And the only thing that Ten Hag said, which I've seen Pep say since then about his own players, I've seen other various managers say, he said he wasn't good enough in training, so he wasn't in my team.
Yeah, that's fine.
Literally,
Yeah,
that's it.
fine. Yeah.
He's not said anything wrong.
So we've discussed the players that could potentially leave, Adam, and there's an awful lot of them. If I were to give you now,
We need 30 players
I'm going to
to
give
come
you.
in.
I'm going to give you though. Forget money, but keep it realistic. I'm going to give you 3 players to bring in. So we've said, I'd say of the players that we've discussed, 80% of them we've said aren't good enough to play for Manchester United. So you've got to bring some in. Name 3 players, and what positions do you think you need to focus on?
We need a centre back,
Okay, such
like
as
long-term partner for
Branthwaite?
Lisandro Martinez. I would say Jared Branthwaite, but there's been others like John Clare Todibo, etc., that have been linked. I like
Is Cam
the
Wilder
idea
good
of
enough?
Branthwaite. I think this season was too early for him to be a part of the squad. I think next season I think he should be in the position he was in this season, next season. Just playing a handful of games. You all right? On your shoulder?
Did you?
Just clicked his shoulder.
An agony.
You've been training at Carrington by any chance? We get injuries every week.
So someone like Branthwaite.
Someone like a Branthwaite, young, upcoming, and someone to come in and slot alongside Lisandro Martinez on a permanent basis. I think if you look at our midfield, you've got Kobbie Mainoo, you've got Bruno, you've got Mount. So you've got players that can fill 2/3 of that team, but you haven't got the holder. You haven't got the one to sit. So we need like one of those midfielders. No one springs to my mind right now.
Anyone at all?
But I'd get someone in that position.
Paulinho maybe from Fulham.
That's a shout, but maybe you feel like Man United are going to go the kind of Chelsea route, looking for those younger players.
Yeah.
What about that boy Wharton at Palace?
No. I'm not getting gassed off that performance.
Good against you.
Oh, he's been fantastic, mate.
And then
Is there anyone else?
I think
Osman up front.
I think we need more than 3 players. So people are going to go, you haven't said this, you haven't said that. Obviously, we need a striker, but we need a winger more than we need a striker as well, I think. Because you've got, if you want to have on the left Garnacho and Rashford playing
Strikers
for the
more
left.
important, aren't they? Surely. Everything can go through the striker.
Point, if you let me finish my point. We haven't got anyone on the right at the minute. Like Sancho's not
what
there.
about Michael Elise?
Anthony's shit.
Elise at Palace?
The one thing with Elise that worries me is not his talent. He's injured a lot, isn't he? And that's at Palace where they only play 40 games a season.
That's true. Yeah.
Imagine then you go to a club that's expecting you,
55.
well, we're probably not going to be in Europe, probably the same.
Yeah, be the same. 40 games.
But you know what I mean? Like having to
FA
play
Cup
in that
finals.
pressure
Yeah.
and stuff. I can imagine we start to go, hold on. You start to realise Elise is missing more games when he's at Man United.
Paulinho, Branthwaite and Elise.
I didn't say Paulinho. I'm not sure about that. But that kind of
thing. That does improve Manchester United
It does,
drastically.
yeah.
Really does.